This is Vernon from Ichiturn, and I have some great news right now. So the OCG ban list for the October 2019 has just been released, and today, today I'm going to make a live reaction out of the list. So before we start, if you haven't subscribed yet, click the subscribe button below and smash that bell icon, and like also our Facebook page. The link is in the description down below. Okay, so first and foremost, for this ban list, we have a lot of decks that we want to hit. So currently there are two decks that are topping the current meta format of the OCG. So I'll put the meta pie chart somewhere here for you to see. So the most represented deck right now is the Dragon Links, and hopefully in this current ban list we'll be able to hit uh, the Dragon Links. And personally, I would like a hit somewhere in for the Thunder Dragons. That would be great because well, I'm a Herald player, and well, personally I would like a hit on the Thunder Dragons because they're just so annoying. They're just so unfair. I just had a game earlier with a Thunder Dragon player, and I won the match, but it was so annoying. It was so difficult. It was so challenging that it was just so unfair. So hopefully we'll also have a hit on the Thunder Dragons, and other decks that I would want to personally have a hit would be Sky Striker. I mean, they've been in the competitive scene for a very long time now. I believe it's time for them to at least have a rest somewhere or somewhat. Okay, so without further ado, let's go and check it out. So I'm looking at the website. Okay, so this is for the official OCG ban list. So I'm going to scroll down. I believe that the first one that we will be seeing would be the forbidden list. Okay, so we have we have two. We have Eclipse Wyvern and Agarpain, Guard Dragon Agarpain. Okay, okay. This is really good. As I've mentioned, we want hits on the Guard Dragon, the Dragon Links deck. And Eclipse Wyvern, I believe, is already banned in the TCG. It's a combo enabler for Guard Dragons, for Dragon Links. And it's just making it so consistent that having it banned is really eh, something that is something that is to be expected. Now for the Guard Dragon Agarpain, now, well, it's either LP or Agarpain. It's just either or. Now, I'm happy that Agarpain is gone because that would basically prevent the Dragon Links to create their shenanigans, do their shenanigans in creating unbreakable boards. So, yeah, these are really significant hits, and I believe that although Dragon Links are not yet dead, unless we have more hits in the limited section or something, um, I believe that they were that we will be able to water them down somehow with these hits. And we have one more. Oh, okay, Soul Charge. Wow, Soul Charge. Um, wow. Okay. So for me, okay, it's like this. For me, Soul Charge is a long overdue card in the ban list. I mean, it's been a limited card for a very long time now, but I strongly believe that it should be banned. I am. It's just so unfair, you know. Um, the it gives a player the ability to summon so many monsters all at once, just basically for just life point cost. And if you draw it in the first turn, it will enable you to do so many combos. It's just so unfair to draw it in your first turn. So yes, this is just fair. This has been long overdue, and I believe that it's just proper that it goes out of the game. Yeah, that's for Soul Charge. And we have for the limited list. Okay, Wyver Buster and Skull Deed. So Wyver Buster. I'm not sure if the Black Dragon is here as well, but Wyver Buster is also limited in the TCG. This is still a combo piece for Dragon Links, and having this to one is basically it's like killing their consistency so much. And yes, as I've said earlier, I do believe that Dragon Links should really be hit hard because as you have seen earlier in the meta representation, they're just the most powerful deck in the current format. So having them hit hard like this is really good. But as of now, I haven't seen any hits on the Thunder Dragons. That I'm not sure. I hope they get hit. I really hope somewhere down here that there are hits on the Thunder Dragons, or else Thunder Dragons, the new meta. That is my prediction. Okay, so for Skull Deep, to one, personally I only use one Skull Deep. But the logic behind this is, if you have been observing the TCG, for example, they are using multiple Saryuja in different combo decks, and it enables them to do a lot of things. So it can create a lot of insane plays by using multiple Saryujas in a turn. So I do believe that this is just right. So prevention is better than cure. Okay, so what else do we have in this limited section? We have Draconet and Mystic Mine. Okay. Uh, Draconet, here's the thing. For Draconet, it's still a combo piece for the Dragon Links. However, I believe it's not being used that much right now. It's not being used by Dragon Link decks currently. But it's still a very powerful one card combo enabler. So getting it to one basically kills off any form of consistency, but you can still use silent mining to search this card. So it's just reducing the consistency of decks that are utilizing this as an engine. For Mystic Mine, you know, it's too tiring, it's too exhausting to play against players who use Mystic Mine. I don't use it, so it's fine with me. I mean, it should go. I believe it should be banned. It's just unfair for any player to go up against a player who uses Mystic Mine. It's just, and I get the logic behind the gameplay that is supposed to be used, or the gameplay that this card should be used on, but it is abused, so by even competitive decks. So yeah, I believe that this is just right. Reducing the consistency of having it to be seen in a match is good for the game, I believe. And we have, what else do we have? Zodiac Barrage and Dragonic Diagram. Wow. Okay. Um, you know what? Well, in the TCG, they have these two cards at 3, I believe, and they're not doing anything. I mean, well, yes, you see true Draco players here and there in their format, but the OCG has a different format, and I I'm not really sure that me that true Dracos will be a thing just because we have one dragonic diagram. Um, but this can be used by other decks, like for example, through Dino decks and other decks. So I'm not pretty sure that I want this card back in the game, but well, it is what it is. For Zodiac Barrage, Zodiac's not going to do anything anyway, currently at least. And I think that's it for the limited cards. So they did not hit Thunder Dragons. Why? Why? Maybe in the semi-limited? Hoping? I'm not sure. But why? Why are they not hitting Thunder Dragons? That would be the next best thing if it goes unscathed in this ban list. Okay, well, it is what it is. So moving on to the semi limits. Let me just scroll. Okay, we have two. Shadow Mist. Okay, and for the plant of Free Scorpio, not sure of the Free Scorpio. Um, well, I'm a hero player. Yeah, I am also a hero player, and personally, I'm not really sure that I would bump Shadow Mist to two, because currently one Shadow Mist is sufficient in the deck. Not sure if I'm not sure if I would want to have another Shadow Mist in the deck. Um, maybe I'll do some experiments on it. But as a hero player, I'm telling you that might not be that it might not be that relevant for hero decks as of the moment. I mean, don't get me wrong, Shadow Mist is a really powerful card, but most of the time you're only going to use it once. You're not going to use it twice because it's hard once per turn. So yeah, for Predaplant Scorpio, well, uh, it's scary if they keep on. I believe this is this was placed in the ban list because of the FTK engine that they made before, but so I'm not really sure. I believe that in the OCG we are consistently trying to cut off of the FTK decks, and I'm not sure why it is being off of the ban list. So yeah, and we have two more. Okay, Lady Debug and Kaiju Slumber. Huh. Lady Debug has been limited because of the Salamangreat deck, and although Salamangreat is not uh, the best deck of the current format, it's still a relatively powerful deck. So I'm not sure why it was moved up to two. I mean, Lady Debug. Although technically, if you're going to look at Salamangreat deck profiles, you would see that they're not really that reliant on Lady Debug. So maybe they are bumping this for the other decks that are using it, like Cybers and all of those decks. Okay, for Kaiju Slumber, so we have triple Dark Hole, one Raigeki, and two Kaiju Slumbers. Wow. So you have a lot of deck or field destruction card effects right now. Yeah, it's pretty scary if you're going to think about it. It's pretty scary, but it is what it is. We'll just have to live with it. Let's see if this is going to make any meta defining, if this would be meta defining. So that's for the semi-limited cards. Do we have anything more? Oh, ooh, no way! No way! Spiral Resort to 2! Oh my! Now, wow! Okay, so uh, I'm literally speechless at the moment. For those of you who do not know, I also have a spiral deck, and I've been trying to revive it a few weeks ago, and wow, I don't know what to say. Spiral Resort to 2. Well, you see, the thing with Spiral is that Quick Fix is 2. The thing with the thing with Spiral is that Quick Fix is already at 2 right now. Semi limited right now. Drone is back at 3. Now Resort now is back at 2. That means that Master Plan would now have a lot of uh, would now be able to use its second effect easier. Um, the thing is, last time Resort was limited, so the thing with Master Plan is that you can use its second effect. That is when it is sent to the grave from the field to the graveyard. It will be able to search for a Spiral Resort and a Spiral Monster. And because if you have drawn Spiral Resort before that, your one copy of Resort, Master Plan would lose a target from in your deck, so we won't be able to use its second effect. Now that Resort is at 2, there's a good likelihood that the moment you're going to blow off with Spiral Master Plan's effect, you have a target in your deck. So this will make the consistency of Spiral even better than before. I mean, than now. I mean, Spiral is still a very consistent deck, but it's just that there are times that you just have a really bad brick hand. And now that Spiral Resort is back at 2, Ray! Yay! Okay, for reasoning, I mean, Infernoid, Infernoid players rejoice. It's still a very powerful card. It can be used in Cosmo. It can be used in Infernoids and a lot of other decks. But basically, the decks that utilize reasoning are considered rogue decks. So maybe that's the reason why they have put it to 2, the reasoning, so that rogue decks would have a better chance at competing at the competitive level. So Resort to 2 and Reasoning to 2. Okay, do we have any other semi-limited card? Draco Face of End.
A few moments later.
Okay, let me try to digest this. Okay, Draco Face Off. Well, Pendulum players. Well, uh, the Draco engine is still being used actually by some Pendulum decks. However, the most competitive decks that are revolving on Pendulum cards are not really using the engine that much. So maybe that's the reason why they're trying to give a little more love on this loved archetypes. For one though, wow, one for one. One for one is a limited card for a very long time. Putting it to 2, would it do anything? Yes. I mean, as I've said earlier, I'm a spiral player and I use 1 for 1. And having it to 2 is bumping up the consistency of my deck even better. So I'm excited really to work on my spiral deck. I'm really, really excited right now. So maybe right after this, I might start working on my spiral deck. So just wait and see. So next we move on to the unlimits, the previously limited or semi-limited cards that are now unbanned or unlimited, back to R3. Okay, so we have the first two are ABC Dragon Buster and Dark Arm Dragon. Okay. ABC has been a very powerful deck, but it's not, I believe, putting three Dragon back to two or three would not really do anything meta defining. For Dark Arm Dragon, it's still a very powerful card, but I mean, you can try to utilize it in a lot of decks, but I don't really see it making a big impact right now. Okay, we also have TG Hyper Librarian. It's not going to do anything in the current meta. Cyberstein. Well, the thing with Cyberstein is that it's a really powerful card. However, for the decks that use Cyberstein, they're only going to use it once. They're not going to use it multiple times. You just want to see it once. So having it to limited before is already fine. And even if you bump it back to 3, I believe if you really want to use Cyberstein, you're still going to use one. You're not going to use all of them. So that's for those two. And then Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. It's not. I don't think that's going to create any impact in the competitive scene. It might be used though, but you won't use it 3 times, or if you can, but I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it will create that much of an impact. Necrocycle, wow. Okay, so Konami is showing much love on Necros players. So Necros players rejoice. I believe all of the Necros players in the OCG are smiling at this moment. So, and we have two more. We have Limiter Removal and Solemn Strike. Okay, I don't think Limiter Removal will do that much right now. Solemn Strike, well, it's a really powerful card, but we have 3 Solemn Judgment, 3 Solemn Warnings, and now we have 3 Solemn Strikes. So I believe maybe Konami is trying to push traps back into the game. So that's one of the reasons why they're really putting back all of the powerful trap cards back into the game. So I get it, I get it. And that's about it. Okay, so what are the things that I loved about this ban list? So the best thing that happened in this ban list for me is that they have a semi-limited Spiral Resort and 1 for 1 and Rack of Face Off as well. The bad thing about this is that although they were able to address the issues of the Dragon Link decks, they weren't able to hit anything on the Thunder Dragons. This is really painful. Thunder Dragons the next meta. Believe me, Thunder Dragons the next meta. Thunder Dragons is basically unscated in this one. So they will be the most powerful deck in the current format until the next ban list. Okay, so was I happy? I was, but thinking about how Thunder Dragons will become very dominant in this meta format is really scaring me. Uh, It's really a pain in the head thinking about it. I know a Thunder Dragon player who is really happy right now, who's probably smiling and laughing about the ban list. But anyway, that's about it for the ban list, October 2019 OCG ban list. Once again, this is Vernon from Ichiturn. So if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, like our Facebook page, and wait for our next videos. We're going to open 7 boxes of Extra Pack 2019. So, see ya and bye.